Hello everyone, playing a little bit of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, taking the Kilo 141 out. For this particular round, I want to talk about a rather interesting topic. Optics versus iron sights. For the hunters out there, you might be more familiar with the term open sights instead of iron sights. But essentially they're the same thing. Alrighty then. Let's get on with it, shall we? Well, there's obvious advantages and disadvantages to both systems. Open sights tend to be permanently affixed to the rifle, so if you buy one or any firearm with open sights, or iron sights as others might know them as, you get free sights. Well, optics tend to have to be bought separately, unless they're part of some sale in which you get them with the particular product you are buying. Alrighty then. Definitely stuff going on near me. Trying to get mounted kills here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, ran into my own gas. And from the side there. Should have been paying more attention. Especially on shipment. Shipment is a good example of the advantages and disadvantages that both can offer in gameplay and IRL. Alrighty then. Iron sights in the game, if you use them, you don't have to put on an optic, and you can use that to further put an additional attachment of your desire. Although optics have the advantage for more precise... Oh dear, oh dear. They're gonna want me out of here soon, just like that. While iron sights can be very precise, it does take quite a bit of practice. And newcomers tend to adapt quicker to optics, such as this low magnification or zero magnification optics. For more precise shooting at longer ranges, anywhere from a couple hundred yards to ELSers out there, extreme long-range shooting, optics can offer an advantage. Although there are some particularly effective iron sights out there. Oh dear. They were being a bit too cautious surrounding that corner. Yeah, well, that was interesting. Oh dear, I need to get out of here. The optics most commonly associated with this particular short-range shooting is holographic sights and red dot sights. Now don't get me wrong, just because they offer more precise shooting generally, doesn't mean they can aid in general ability to track targets. Both iron sights and optics can have the downside, if they are not well designed, of detracting from your general field of vision. The optic I am using does not particularly have that problem, but is generally fairly effective. Personally, I prefer iron sights on these maps because they're relatively short range, and I can put that to another attachment. But it is up to the individual. More precise picture of target, with the potential loss of general ability to track. However, iron sights can have that same problem. Some iron sights, or open sights as hunters might know them, are particularly poor for target tracking. Others are particularly good at it. The MP7 and the M4 both have excellent iron sights. However, I would not count the Fowls iron sights as particularly pleasant to use on faster-paced maps. That would be one I would take an optic out on. So it comes down to circumstance. In the IRL side of things, in real life, you may run into a problem of cost. A fairly decent optic might put you back about as much as the rifle you bought. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's also fragility. An optic will generally break before your iron sights. But you can still damage your iron sights if you're not careful. That person was definitely not paying attention there. Oh well. Their buddies were. Oh dear, that was not good for me. Well, that definitely wasn't good for me. Alright. I have an incendiary grenade just for you. Definitely people going on this way. Should always make sure to cover each other. A lot of people have moved on to using optics in place of iron sights completely. Many offerings from various companies have optional iron sights, which are bought as a separate attachment, should you desire it, but their rifles are predominantly designed for using optics. And there is a difference in handling between a rifle that is designed for use with their iron sights and one that was just kind of had them slapped on there. That little hidey hole didn't help them. Didn't help them either. Ooh, I need to get out of the middle of the map. Whoever thought it was a good idea put spotters in the middle of the map really needs to question his motivations. Oh dear, oh dear. Cool beans, cool beans. I'm back in. The Kilo's iron sights are fairly effective, so it depends on circumstance on if I want to bring out an optic on it or not. Right now I'm trying to unlock the various optic reticles, so I need to use it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Fire everywhere now, isn't there? And grenades. Let me peek that corner. Oh dear, let me check that. Ooh, this round is going to be rounding out fairly soon. No pun intended. The holographic sights, such as this, are fairly nice. But I do prefer the red dot, as many people do. Magnification for optics can be particularly low or non-existent. You can buy zero magnification, but frequently you'll find holographics and red dots with, say, 1 1/4 magnification, or 1 1/2. Doesn't mean that a longer range sight can't be effective at shorter ranges with practice. I have a 1 to 4 times scope for my scout rifle, and on its lowest setting with the eye relief, it is still fairly effective at tracking targets at shorter ranges. Feral pigs beware. Alrighty then. Cool beans, cool beans. Let's see how well I did. Not too bad. Alright, we should be getting on to the next round. We're back. Here's the MP7 and its iron sights. These iron sights make it fairly effective at adjusting for windage. Oh dear. Got a little bit too aggressive there. With a high capacity magazine, the high rate of fire, and fairly open iron sights, or some do know as open sights. The MP7 does not require an optic to be fairly effective at short-range tracking. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hopefully they're not getting control of the spawns while trying to spawn us in the middle. That would be quite unfortunate. Oh dear. Let me drop a little surprise there. Oh dear, oh dear. Someone's definitely through there. Probably equipped with either a DMR or a sniper. Oh oh dear, oh dear. Moving on up. Cool beans, cool beans. Moving on up. Generally, I prefer iron sights, also known as open sights, on all of my rifles, because I don't like the concept of paying almost as much as my rifle for the optic to go with it, which can be a bit cost prohibitive when you have a very small income. Oh dear, oh dear. Definitely stuff going on. Oh, it's switched. That's what happened. Oh dear. Iron sights, for a long time, were the most common form of sight, due to the early optics being very, I got a little bit too aggressive in there, particularly fragile. Many modern, especially low-cost ones, also tend to be fairly fragile as well. Basically, you don't want to go dropping them whenever you're in the woods. But that's really for anything, really. Oh dear, oh dear. Need to support the team. And down I go. It just switched to my location. Gas grenade in the center to help deny that route, and suppressive fire on the left flank here. Cool beans, cool beans. Oh, grenade. Rolled right past. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I should really consider not being here no more. And down I go. That's what happens when you get a little bit bold in your camping spot. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Largely, you only find open sights, or iron sights, depending on which one you prefer, on things such as scout rifles, guide, and trail guns as well. Most handguns come with iron sights affixed as well. Oh dear, oh dear. There are many who still prefer the use of iron sights like myself, because they are generally more reliable. Well, that was interesting now, wasn't it? I'm gonna drop a claymore right there, see if it helps any. Claymores do not make an effective hunting implement. Alright, let's move around, check these corners. With the iron sights on the MP7 being as well designed as they are, makes it easy to track targets. They could be a little better, but they're generally very nice. Ooh, that was just for you. The car also makes a relatively effective short-range implement in this game, to my surprise. A lot of people do stick the tactical laser on it, give it a little bit better bring-up speed. Oh, someone ran right into that claymore. Goodbye. The long-range optic I have on the car, as previously seen, is fairly effective at long range. Short ranges, it can actually detract from your ability to track a target. But there are exceptions, as ones that are capable of particularly low magnification, which is popular with some tactical shooter groups. Well, they'll put all the way up to 8 power scopes with a particularly effective eye relief and a low magnification option, which is particularly pleasant. That's why I prefer my 1 to 4 times. Because I don't expect to go out to 1,000 yards. I don't need an 8 times scope. However, 200, 300, 400 yards are more right up my alley, which a 4 times scope is quite effective with. Generally, my personal opinion, You should have, your magnification should match your range. 1,000 yards, a 10 times power scope. Oh dear. Gas grenades, that was all fairly interesting. And down I go again. Things are getting interesting, just spawning on top of grenades now. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, at least someone's getting some satisfaction out of this. Oh dear, oh dear. Most hunting optics, with eye relief scopes becoming more popular, do offer a low power option all the way up to 8 power. Although you can still buy 10 power, 14, and even 20 power. Usually the higher the magnification, the greater the cost. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't particularly care for the Wilson in this game, but it can come in handy. Very nice, thank you. That's pretty much all. It's up to you. You like the cost-saving advantages of having the sights affixed to it. You like the option of getting the iron sights separately, while coming standard with simple rails to mount an optic with no irons. Or do you just prefer optics by themselves? Both have their ups and downs, and I use both fairly frequently. Alright, I got a YouTube channel, just my personal account, Douglas Scott Rivenbark, in which I upload streams. This will be uploaded to my other account where I do shorter videos and commentary. Just DSR, if interested. Alright, thank you for your time, and let's finish this out. Guess we'll see everyone around.